Hi Patricia, I just wanted to show you the second flip chart I created for this lesson, and this is the one that I call the language map. I've done this just in case you can't actually open it up on your computer. Now we're studying Indigenous Australians, or what I call Australia's First Peoples, and we're looking at the different language groups found within Australia. And it's a map I've found, and it's very, very interesting because it highlights the different colors pertain to different parts of the different colors pertain to different languages within Australia. And what was interesting is that what I discovered through my own research into this topic is that before the arrival of the Europeans, there were approximately 250 different Aboriginal languages, and nowadays there's approximately 145, and that number is actually decreasing. And so as a class we looked at this map. We looked at there's actually different areas. So there's the southwest, northwest, rainforest, etc., and then within areas, for example, up in the Arnhem Land, Northern Territory area, we discussed that there is a lot of these colors are very, very small, whereas in the desert areas they're very large. So there's obviously had larger tracts of land belonging to those tribes, I suppose. Now what we did is then we looked at our particular area, which is Rockhampton, around here somewhere, and so I cut and pasted here. We've got the northeast part and the Durumbul. This is our area here, so Rockhampton's about here. We discussed, okay, what are the different languages that are in our local area, and what do we know about the languages found within our local area. So we discussed that this is, we could see that on the map. We recognize that there's Great Keppel Island. We know that's just off the coast of Rockhampton, and we know some of us have been up this part to Byfield, and where's Longreach, for example. And so we actually discussed the map, and we looked at the different colors and discussed that, you know, the colors didn't actually blend. They were quite separate from each other. And then I said, okay, I want you to study this map and study the language groups surrounding Durumbul, our area, and try and memorize them. This is like a bit of a memory game. So I gave them a few minutes to do that, and then went on to the next flip chart and said, okay, well, what I've got is I've got 5, not 6, I've got 5 different languages here. Now where do you think you could drag and drop onto the area of the flip chart? And I'd have one person come up, and so they would drag some of the languages across if they thought that it looked like that. Okay, and then they said, okay, and then what would this one be, and discussed it, and then hands up who thinks they're correct, who can change it, do we need to swap some around, and this is what I did with the class. So they liked that enjoyment, the engagement that this had. They enjoyed that they could come up and start moving things around and test each other to see whether they were right or wrong, what goes where. And of course, one thing that I did that I'll change next time is that these blocks need to be exactly the same size, because they noticed, for example, that that one would not, kind of a bit of a squeeze into there, or let's say that one's too small to go into that text box, so they know that that doesn't go there, but it probably goes there. So they could work it out. If they didn't actually know, they could actually work it out based on the size of the text and the size of the text box. So yeah, there's our flip chart, and we had a lot of fun doing this in class. And of course you can use this technique with lots of things, where you have the names down the side of the screen and you label things, label parts of the body, label I don't know, if you're dissecting a plant, for example, which are the roots, which is the stem, which are the leaves. And so I've learned about that in my studies in Active Inspire and creating flip charts, the different techniques that you can use to teach students, and you can apply this to a lot of different ways. Okay, thanks.